Hey up YouTubers, Simon B here, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe out there. In the garage this week, so I've got the 690 on the arbor stand. I'm going to do some mods on it. I've had this bike now 4 months. I've not bought anything for it apart from a set of tyres. I've rode it and rode it and rode it to find out if there's any problems with it. I found a couple of things, I found a couple of issues with it. So I've bought some gear to put on this 690. So if you want to know what I'm going to put on it and how to fit it, it's not going to be a complete step-by-step instructions, but it's going to show you sort of like what we're doing. As they say, stick around and stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.
So yeah, we've had the 690 now for what, 1200 mile. I've done quite a few miles. Done quite a few miles on it at the moment. Rode it and rode it and rode it. Now I'm riding it like my 350. So I'm finding things that just aren't really right at the moment. You may have saw my social media a couple of weeks ago. I had a bit of a tumble on this. I put a photograph on. No, I'll tell you what. I'll put I'll put the video on now. Do a bit of green laning, he says. Hey, just been out on this and just had a little bit of a tumble. Look at that. That's not supposed to be there. And I'm missing some off the front in my pocket. I don't know why I brought it really, because it's no good because it's just snapped off. Yeah, and it started pissing it down, and oh yeah, brilliant. Don't forget, you're riding out there, ride safe. So yeah, that was me. I had a little bit of tumble on top of Parker Moor on this thing. I didn't think it was a 350. Broke the brake lever and bent and snapped the brake lever. From that, I came to the conclusion is that the handguards on it aren't very good. So we're going to put a new set of handguards on it this week. These are the Acebis, I think that's how you say it, isn't it? Acebis X-Factory handguard. And these are, I'm hoping these are going to fit. Well, if they don't, I'll put them on the 350 because I know they'll fit on there. The thing with the standard handguards on the 690 is that the bar that goes around there is made out of plastic, and the way it fits onto the handlebars, it's only tie wrapped on. So what happens is that you hit something that moves out of the way because it's plastic, and it snaps your levers. Which levers on this bike, if you bought the original KTM to fit, are nearly 50 quid. Now if you want a cheaper brake lever, go for the 18 model, 16-18 model, exactly the same fit, and it's only 14 quid. So yeah, that's a good tip for you. So yeah, these are going on today. Bit of bling. And we're out last week, and the plastic sump guard that that comes with the bike, it's been sort of alright at the moment. It's been alright. I've never really had a problem with it. But last week I hit something, and it has these rubber grommets on it that fit into the frame, and something flexed on it and it fell out, and it was hanging off and didn't really do its job. Also on the front there, don't look at me, focus on that, as you can see both sides are now broke. So bit of scrap really. If it wasn't for the grommets and that braking on the front, I'd have probably left it on, because it's plastic and it hits it and it distributes the impact, so it's not really a problem. So you go looking for stuff, don't you, and you think, oh, what should I get? And I've looked and looked and looked and looked, and there's not a lot of people in this country who make stuff for this. What we're going to change it with? So I came up with it, got this beauty. Look at this. This is a 4mm aluminium, fully welded, and it's from SW Motec. And to be honest with you, this SW Motec skid plate was actually the cheapest one I could find. I got it from a company down in Wales. It was on eBay, and it had I think an 8% discount, so I got another 15 quid off it. I think it should have been what, about 165. I think I got it about 150, and it looks like it protects everywhere that it should do. Now I've seen videos of guys with these bikes, other bikes, buying new bikes and going off-road. I don't know if you've seen my video how to start green laning. I'll tell you what, I'll put it up, no, it's there, isn't it? It's that side. Is it? No, it's that side. How to start green laning. And they go out and buy these bikes, they put loads and loads of bling on them, stuff that they don't really need, but they can't ride the thing. Buy the bike, get out, ride it, put 1,000 miles on it, then buy the stuff. I don't get it. I have no idea why you're buying all this stuff that you don't need. It doesn't help you ride the bike. It actually makes it, it might some cases make it worse. I've seen a guy on YouTube who has a 300L, can hardly ride it, but got Mosto saddlebags. They're 800 quid each for a pair. They're £800 for a pair. Spend your 800 quid on training. Get out on petrol. Get out there. I don't know. Anyway, rant over. So yeah, SW Motec, German, Bonnie bit of kit. So let's get these put on, eh? So yeah, we'll put the skid plate on. As you can probably see, I've cleaned the area and I've sprayed it with a bit of EXC-F50. I'm just a bit weird like that if I'm going to hide something, I just spray in a bit of EXC-F50. It will come off again, the skid plate, for the oil change, but it's just protection while it's just there. You never get to it, you never get to wash it, so just clean it up. I'd spray it with a bit of EXC-F50. The instructions that come with it are basically self-explanatory. The thing just bolts together and just bolts on it, really. Nothing major. We need the 2 rubbers off the old skid plate to go back into where the holes are on the well, they're probably the footrest, aren't they? Into that. So yeah, but you can see the different lengths of the pins. They're about 10mm, 15mm longer than the ones that are in it, so it's probably no chance of coming out. And it's made out of aluminium and it won't flex. Long bolt, 2 washers, 2 bolts. Not a lot of tools needed. When you put your Loctite on, it won't focus, will it? There we go. You don't need that much on. Because when you want to take it off, it'll never come off again. Shouldn't be using Loctite, should we? Apparently they're doing something in America, aren't they? Try to shut trails down or something, or a partnership, I don't know. Anyway. It does have Newton meters, 20. Which is about that. So that's the first bracket on. I don't know why they don't even come with it with a bracket already on. And then all that happens now is these cap head screws screw into in the back of here. Anybody could do this at home. Nine Newton meters. Click. Click. You get a feeling for stuff like that, so don't take, if in doubt, use a torque wrench. That arrangement there that we've just put on that gives you the same arrangement on the back of the OEM one, but the pins, as you can see, are much longer, so they're going to go in further, because it does allow it to go in further. Second bracket goes on the bike. Bit of a workshop tip for you. If you're using these plastic gloves and they keep ripping and you keep wanting to change them, and your hands get sweaty, get a bit of talcum powder on your hands, and they just fit straight on, just like that. Use the talcum powder to put in this inside of the rims if you haven't got a mousse in, but comes in handy for doing that. Anyway, bracket to go on the motorbike. That one face that side facing the front, and it's the same sort of bolts and nuts as sort of what came off it originally. These are only 8.8 zinc bolts. They're not stainless. Now people have a thing regarding stainless bolts, don't they? They think they're the best things ever, but actually a stainless bolt is weaker than a steel bolt, but it doesn't rust. That's the only advantage that you will get. So it's not the be all or end all is a stainless bolt. If you want to use it for strength, then a stainless bolt isn't really the best way to go. If you're using it so it doesn't rust, no problems. So these are 10mm. I'm going to have the skid plate up first and make sure that's in the right place before we tighten that up. What I might put on there is a little bit of grease. So yeah, just put a bit of grease on them on there. As they say, never go into a hole dry. So I'll just tie that there. Not better seeing there, just in that one there and this one on this side, you can get into tighten them bolts up. So we can do it all at once. Blue Loctite on it. Rubbers are now seated, good, and I'll just tighten these. Now the bracket that's on the front of the engine, now it's tightened up, it should stop there and it'll be dead easy to put on and off because it'll be in the position it needs to. It's just the first time. Nothing left in the bag. Instructions were dead easy to fit, and yeah, I'll show you this now. Come here. Look at that beauty. So we've got full protection of side casing. There's my new brake lever that we broke. That's been fitted back on, which is great. As you can see on the corner of the foot peg where it had a bit of a tumble. Not a bad bit of kit really. I'll put a link down below where it came from. Some quad bike place in Wales. It was on eBay, and like I say, there was stuff 169 quid, but then it was £25 delivery from Europe, and then you're probably going to pay a bit of taxes on it and VAT and everything else. SW Motec, German. First time I've ever bought anything from SW Motec. I always thought they were a bit too dear for basic sort of bags and stuff like that, but not a bad bit of kit. If I was possibly working somewhere where I used to, I could probably get one of them made. 150 quid I think it was. It's a bit expensive in it, but that engine, got to protect it. And that plastic thing, done its test. It's done what it needed to do, but now it's obsolete because it's not very good. Don't last forever. Depends what you're doing. Like I say, I've been riding this thing like it's a 350, and I think that's why I broke it. So yeah, so we'll put the handguards on now, shall we? So I've just done a bit of a quick dry fit to make sure these things fit this 690, and I'm impressed that they do. And they're not a bad bit of kit. I already have a set of a CB's handguards on the 350, which are the ones below these X factory. Yeah, these are X factory, and the other ones, yeah, I'll show you. The other ones on it. So just a bit of a cheap version really, just to protect. All they're there for is to protect your lever. People think they protect your hands, but one of the biggest things they're going to save is your levers, and at £50 a piece. Come on. So yeah, these are the ones that came off it. So they sort of look all right, but that end that goes into the handlebar is normal, which is fine, no problem. You can tighten that up and stop it spinning. But then this side, all it does, this actually bolts through. You see that all there, bolts through where the clutch lever is and the brake lever is, and it's that pin there, which is the pivot for the lever, which goes through that handguard. It's all connected to the to the brake master cylinder. and a pivot point, which is a bit cack really. And then what happens is that because there's nothing holding it this end, all it does is spin out the way and then exposes your lever and snaps it. So the anchor points on this bolt, as you can see it's got a flat end to it. It's formed, isn't it? And that allows it to fit into there, so it doesn't spin. Once you've got it inserted into the handlebars, that won't spin, which then will make that pull into it, which will make it grip. They're just like a concrete anchor bolt. Look at them beauties. It does have, for them people out there that don't know how to do it, it has, don't know if you better see that, it has an up on it. That has to be up. So there's this side and that's that side. They're like dead simple to fit. One of the things that you need to do, one of the things that you should do before you go start tightening these bolts up is just to dry fit it all. Put it into the side. Oh, also I've noticed as well, which is another godsend, is on. Can you see on that bolt? It's got it's got a shoulder on it, hasn't it? And that shoulder is probably about the same size as your handlebar. So on the throttle side, you don't have to stick a load of washers on it, which is, isn't that brill? So it goes up to the grip, but gives you a spacer, which is good, very good. Well, it should be for the price you're paying for these. Well, they're not that dear. Comes with a load of spacers for different size handlebars, and comes with all the nuts and bolts that you need to fix this together. That's the handlebar clamp, which you can put that way around, it depends which way. I've got them that way around because for some reason on this setup on the 690 is that the cabling is quite close to the handlebar, so you can't get it underneath, so it's going to have to go on top. So you can do it whichever way. But yeah, so far so good. As you can see, we've got the bracket on. It's loose at the moment. I've tried it on. It doesn't need any spacers to it. Yeah, so that's loose. This is loose at the moment, I think. Oh yes. Oh. This is the other thing when you're fitting stuff like this. The bolts for the clamp, the bolt for the front of the guard is the same, but the one on the end is different, so you need another tool. They'll never make it simple, can they? Try everything dry for a start. Dry fit everything. I've not done that. I said before, just dry fit everything. You don't need to horse everything up just at the moment, because you have to make sure that everything sits in the right places. Saying this might have to go underneath, because I really want that down a bit more to protect that lever, or that lever. This is why you don't do everything, don't tighten everything. All you do is dry fit it. There's me thinking I'm going to go over the top, but we're not. We're going to go underneath, I think. So I don't know if you can see in it here. It has this bend here, so there's not much room. The strongest bit in it is the aluminium bar that goes through it, so that should really be in line with your brake lever or your clutch lever. So you've got probably no chance of do anything with it. That's about as low as I'm going to get. Beautiful. They look alright, don't they? So yeah, you can just see here that we've got this bend in this bar, and you've got a lot of cabling through here, and the problem is the clutch line. If it was a straight bar, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. So we've actually gone underneath instead of over the top, because then I want that in line. That's what I was saying. Is this bar is full is aluminium, which is coated in plastic, which basically wants to be in line with that. So that's the most protective thing of it. Yeah, look alright then, don't they? Hey up YouTubers, before I finish this video, one thing I should have told you to do is when you've been out on it and you've been out on it once or you've been somewhere on it, have a check, make sure everything's tight, everything's still in its place. And the same thing when you're cleaning it, check around your bike. If you're riding off-road and things are happening, you know things can fall off, so just check around when you're cleaning it, make sure everything's tight. I'll not film the other one of how to put that on. So I've had this bike for a few months now. I've rode it and rode it and rode it. I think it's 1200 mile I've done on it. Nearly needs a new back tyre. I've actually put a mousse in the front of it. It was bothering me regarding a puncture on the front. So I had a mousse which I had out my 350, which I took out and it was okay. So I've stuck it in that and I've rode it a couple of times. It's been great. I'll put the links down below if you have a 690 and you want a new skid plate. I think it's no more weight difference than the plastic one. If anything, I think it was a little bit lighter, but I should have weighed it really. Handguards, I'll put a link down below, and also I'll put the link for the brake lever, which people think you have to buy the 2020 version for it, but the 2016, 2015 one fits, and it's 14 quid instead of being 55 quid, I think it was. So yeah, thanks for watching to the end. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, thanks very much. No £1 million question this week, that was last week, and somebody won it, put the name up. No, I'm joking. Think about giving us a subscription, that'd be great. Be honoured to do that. Subscribe, cheers, ring the bell, cheers. Follow me on the Instagram and Facebook, things are happening at the moment. There's a new thing coming to the channel. Simon B has got, hopefully, a collaborator. Somebody's sending me some free gear. Woohoo! Secret at the moment, all this hard work, and one of the reasons that I set up this channel is to get free stuff, and hopefully it'll be coming soon. So if you're riding out there, don't forget, ride safe, be safe, keep safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a comment. See you soon.
Like and subscribe.